All right, so we're in the upper room. We're in John 13. We're covering just a few verses today. But where we are is what we call the Last Supper. And Judas has just left the room. He's just been identified that he's going to betray Christ. And in John 13:31, I'm going to read the verses this time. It says, when he was gone, Judas, Jesus said, the Son of Man is glorified, God is glorified in him. God's glorified, God will glorify the Son, and himself will glorify him at once. And then he goes into, my children, I will be with you only a little longer. You'll look for me, just as I told you. I tell you now, where I'm going, you cannot come. And here's what he says. A new command I give you. Love one another as I have loved you. You must love one another. By this, everyone will know you are my disciples, if you have love or if you love one another. So get the setting. Upper room, Christ is, having the Last Supper. The cross is on the horizon for him. He's with the apostles. He's been with them 3.5 years. None of them know, but Jesus knows Judas is going to betray him. And so in that moment, Jesus gives him the bread. We talked about it the last lesson. And that's the bread of honor, the bread of friendship. Judas gets up and leaves. No doubt. Again, these are what they thought were all ride or dies, and they just found out one's a betrayer, one's a traitor. He walks out of the room literally to go betray Christ. And Christ, instead of talking about betrayal, he talks about love. Not a feeling, not conditional, not reciprocated, a love that holds, stays, is solid when other people aren't. And this is not just a theory, right? Christ is not sitting with them in a room saying, you should love one another. They literally are watching the lesson unfold in front of them. This is why I tell you, like, the Bible will teach itself. You don't have to add a lot to it. You just have to listen to it. And so right there, they're no doubt confused. They're wondering what the heck just happened. And Christ just said, I want you to love each other as I've loved you. You saw that even in the face of adversity and betrayal, I love. The towel, the serving, the staying with Judas, giving him the bread, 3.5 years, including him in everything. And then the culmination is, he says, I want you to love one another. And so what kind of love is this? Like, I'm not sure most of us, maybe very few of us, know experiential agape love. Agape love is unconditional. And I was thinking about that a moment ago. We say it's unconditional, right? That there are no conditions. And I thought it's unconditional, like inclusive of the other person's actions. Like we can't tie our love to how people love us back, how they validate or not. Like unconditional means there's no conditions attached to it, inclusive of I'd love you if, and all of that. It can't be a love that's based on feelings or based on reciprocation or response. It's love. Agape, unmeasured, unconditional love, a chosen, committed love that I think is incredibly rare. Um, I don't know that most of us, self included, have the commitment. I guess we have the ability, or Christ wouldn't have put the instructions on us. But do we have the commitment to love without rule, love without measure, love without condition? And maybe like in a very close circle, kids, spouse, that type of stuff. But even that, right? We can get to where that gets very measured, very ebbs and flows. And yet Christ said, listen, here's the deal, man. I want you to love the way I've modeled it for you. It's not a feeling. It's not a thing. Love is a verb. Love is action. Like talk is cheap. It's like I love chocolate and I do. I love Reese cups and but that can't be the same love as um I love my wife. I love others. I love my kids. I love my grandkids. And Jesus one time took the entire book. Somebody said, "What's the greatest rule?" And he said, "It's easy. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength." And strength is the quality. Like give it everything you've got. Heart, mind, and soul is your entire being quality. Give it everything. And then he says, and there's a second one just like it. Love others as you love yourself. As, and here we are again, as, equal to. Like that's the word, right? And Christ modeled that. He didn't pull away. He didn't he could have talked. Just think about this. When Judas walked out, he could have said, um, wow, guys, like this is a really sucky moment for us. Here we are, one of us betrayed us. Let's talk about betrayal right now. Let's talk about how somebody could do that. And instead of going down that path, he just says, I want to talk about love. I want to talk about what I modeled for you, not about the action of Judas. See, that's the key, right? We want to talk about the action of others, whether we love, don't love, love a little, love a lot, give all of that. When Christ really modeled for us, it's not about others, it's about you. Love is not what you feel, it's what you do when it would be easier not to love. And that's why, like, he refused to participate. I teach this as don't give your power away to somebody else. And so if your power, if your love in this context is given away to a person that doesn't know how to love, or loves and doesn't love, and they're mean and they're happy and they're sad and all of that, well, you're no different than them. And Christ said, this is not about that. This is about, I want you to see how I didn't change. I didn't let my love be conditioned upon another person. And he said the old love was reciprocity and all of that. He didn't say it, but that's what's modeled in the Bible. And he goes, so here's a new rule. Love how I've loved. And then he goes on, he says, all people are going to know that you're the disciples, you're the followers by the love you have one for another. And man, we could spend a week on this one. Like, you've heard the saying that the church shoots their wounded. Like, I don't know, church may be the most judgmental place you go. Like, and if we're not careful, we've lost the very rule Christ said it's all predicated on. It's all built and based upon love. And church should be the safest place. Christ followers should be the safest place to deal with our stuff and to walk with one another. And he said, this is the fruit. This is the marker. This is how the world will know is how you love, not how you sing, how good your music is, and all of that. He said, people are going to recognize you by how you love. And I would just challenge you for a moment. Think about the people closest to you. How's your love for them? Not their love for you. How's your love for them? And go out to the next circle, like your friendship circle, or your distant family circle. Like, do you love equally in that circle? And go out a little further and just think about the rings of people in your life and ask yourself, like, how good are you? How good am I doing at loving the people closest to me, let alone the rings beyond that? Because the truth is, love hurts. We know that. Like what's the saying? Those closest to you can hurt you the most. It's true. And man, if we're not careful, we pull it in, we dam up our heart, and it's like, you got me once, you're not going to get me again. And that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said love. And love, it's easy to love when everyone's in a love fest and oh my gosh, it's woo, we love. But man, let Judas show up. Let just the wrong look show up, or the wrong action, or you disappointed me, and all of this. Love shows up best and is needed most when it's most difficult. And he told us in 1 Corinthians, love doesn't keep score. It doesn't remember. It doesn't do that. And think about a game. The scorekeepers never win. They just keep score. And if we're not careful, we'll attach scores to our love, and we have it all, man, instead of just love. And we already know love can't just be a feeling. Love should have feeling. But if I only love you when I feel like it, there's going to be a whole lot of times I don't love very well. So I can't attach love to feeling. I'm not feeling it today. Instead, love is a verb. Love is a thing. Love is an action. And so the question that he obviously builds in the story is, would someone recognize Jesus by how I love other people? Would people in my life recognize Jesus in me because of how I love them? Judas leaves and Jesus doesn't stoop. He raises the bar. He says, this is the new love. It's not an easy love, but it's real. And love isn't proven by how you feel. It's proven by what you do when it's hard. Love.